What if I told you that in the next few minutes, you're going to walk through a story where dreams have rules, reality can't be trusted, and a spinning top might decide everything? If you've ever watched Inception and walked away wondering what just happened, or if you're about to watch it and want the secrets unlocked before you dive in, then stay right here. By the time this story ends, you'll understand every layer, every twist, and every emotional weight behind the mission that bends reality itself. Let's step into the dream. The story opens with a man named Cobb washing up on a strange shore, exhausted and disoriented, dragged before a powerful businessman named Mr. Saito. Cobb is not alone. His partner Arthur is there too. They present themselves as specialists in a rare and dangerous skill. They can enter someone's dreams and steal information directly from their mind. They call themselves extractors. Their pitch to Saito is simple but bold. They can train him to defend against dream-based espionage. Saito seems unconvinced, but Cobb and Arthur proceed anyway, setting up what looks like a demonstration. What Saito doesn't realize is that this entire encounter is already happening inside his dream. Cobb slips away to infiltrate a heavily guarded mansion where Saito keeps his mental secrets. Inside, Cobb encounters a woman named Mal, who appears unexpectedly and warns him that he shouldn't trust her. Despite the warning, Cobb presses forward and finds what he's after. Just when success seems certain, Mal betrays him, alerting guards. Arthur is captured, and Cobb, forced into a desperate choice, kills Arthur inside the dream. Arthur jolts awake in reality, causing the dream world to collapse around Cobb. He barely escapes, clutching the stolen information, and Arthur helps wake him by plunging him into water. Saito then awakens as well, tied to a chair, as Cobb and Arthur interrogate him for the final piece of information. But Saito realizes something is off. He recognizes they're still inside another dream layer. Instead of being angry, he's impressed. Cobb's ability to build layered dreams fascinates him. When Saito finally wakes up for real, Cobb and Arthur are gone. Unfortunately for them, the mission has failed. They didn't get what they needed. They try to flee the country, but Saito tracks them down. Instead of punishing them, he offers Cobb a proposition. A job no extractor has ever successfully completed. Not extraction, but inception. Planting an idea so deeply in someone's subconscious that they believe it's their own. The target is Robert Fisher, heir of a corporate empire and the son of Saito's rival, Maurice Fisher. The implanted idea? Dissolve his father's company. In return, Saito promises to clear Cobb's criminal record so he can return home to his children. Cobb, burdened with guilt and longing, accepts. Cobb travels to Paris to find an architect capable of designing dream worlds. He meets Ariadne, a brilliant student introduced through his father-in-law, Professor Miles. Cobb teaches Ariadne the basics of dream construction, explaining how imagination shapes physics inside dreams. During a shared dream session, Ariadne's environment suddenly shifts and collapses under violent attack from a mysterious woman, Mal. Terrified, Ariadne exits the session and refuses to continue. Cobb assures Arthur that she will return, and Arthur takes on the role of training her in dream architecture. Meanwhile, Cobb heads to Mombasa to recruit Eames, a skilled forger who can alter his appearance inside dreams. Eames is skeptical. Inception, he says, is possible but extremely difficult. Before Cobb can finish the recruitment, he is chased by operatives from a previous contractor. Just when it looks like Cobb will be captured, Saito appears and rescues him. Eames agrees to join the team. Back with Arthur and Ariadne, training intensifies. Ariadne designs elaborate mazes, learning how to control pathways and manipulate dream environments. During a conversation, Arthur reveals the truth about Mal. She is dead. The woman appearing in Cobb's dreams is only a projection from his subconscious, born from guilt and memory. Cobb cannot build dreams because he cannot control her presence. Her unpredictability makes him dangerous inside shared dreamscapes. The team then meets Yusuf, a chemist who has developed a powerful sedative capable of sustaining a 3-layer dream. This drug will slow time in each successive layer, giving them enough subjective time to perform the complex mission. Together, they construct a plan. During a 10-hour flight from Sydney to Los Angeles, they will sedate Robert Fisher. One member will stay in each dream layer to coordinate synchronized picks, sudden sensations that wake the dreamers from one level to the next. Ariadne and Cobb discuss totems, personal objects used to verify reality. Cobb's totem is a spinning top that never stops spinning in a dream. Later, during one of Cobb's private dream sessions, Ariadne secretly infiltrates his mind. She discovers a hidden structure, a prison of memories where Cobb keeps a version of Mal locked away. Professor Miles warns Cobb that his mind will not contain her forever. Soon after, news arrives. Maurice Fisher has died. The timing is perfect. The operation begins immediately. Robert Fisher and the team board the flight. Cobb administers the sedative, and the first dream layer forms, a rainy city. The team abducts Robert, but his subconscious projections attack with surprising force. Saito is shot during the confrontation. They retreat to a warehouse where the truth is revealed. Robert has been trained by his own extractor to defend against dream infiltration. His subconscious is militarized. When the team considers killing Saito to wake him up, Cobb stops them. With the sedative they're using, death in the dream means falling into limbo, a raw, infinite subconscious realm where one can be trapped for decades. The only way forward is to finish the mission. Ames impersonates Robert's godfather, Peter Browning, planting the idea that there may be an alternative will left by Maurice Fisher, something that could change Robert's future. Meanwhile, Ariadne checks on Saito's worsening condition. Cobb opens up to her about his past with Mal. He explains that he and Mal once experimented with dream sharing and fell into limbo together, living 50 years in an endless dream. When they finally woke, Mal refused to believe reality was real. To save her, Cobb planted an idea in her mind, an inception, that her world was not real. It worked too well. Even in reality, she believed she was still dreaming. She killed herself, framing Cobb in the process, hoping he would follow her into death to wake up. Cobb fled the United States, leaving his children behind, carrying unbearable guilt. Back in the mission, Robert is placed into a van driven by Yusuf, while Cobb, Arthur, Ariadne, Ames, and Saito dive into the second layer, a hotel dream. Arthur manages logistics, while Cobb convinces Robert that he's been kidnapped by Browning to prevent him from dissolving the company. Cobb presents himself as Robert's defender, earning his trust. The strategy works. Robert chooses to go deeper into a third dream layer to confront the supposed deception. The third layer forms as an alpine fortress under siege. Ames distracts Robert's projections while Cobb and Ariadne fight to protect the mission's integrity. But Yusuf miscalculates the timing of the first kick, sending the van into freefall. The synchronized kicks are thrown off. They now must use the impact of the van hitting the water as the new kick across all levels. Meanwhile, Saito and Robert sneak into the fortress to perform the inception, implanting the idea that Robert should build something of his own, separate from his father's empire. However, Saito's wound from the first level begins to worsen in the deeper layer. Just as Robert reaches the locked room that symbolizes his subconscious vault, Mal appears. She shoots Robert, killing him inside the dream. Cobb and Ariadne rush after him, diving into limbo to rescue him before he is lost. Meanwhile, Arthur improvises a new kick by rigging an elevator explosion, and Ames prepares his own by wiring the fortress to collapse. Inside limbo, Cobb and Ariadne find Mal in the world Cobb once built with her. Cobb confronts her, revealing the truth. The inception he performed on her mind is what doomed her. He confesses his guilt and finally lets go. Ariadne shoots Mal's projection, freeing Cobb from her hold. She then kicks Robert awake, sending him back through the dream layers. Ariadne urges Cobb to return with her, but he refuses to leave without Saito, who has also fallen into limbo after dying from this wound. Cobb searches until he finds an aged Saito lost in the endless dream. Cobb reminds him of their agreement and convinces him to return. Together, they trigger their escape. Robert awakens on the third level and opens the vault. Inside, he finds a vision of his dying father telling him to create something for himself. The idea is planted successfully. The team rises through the layers as the synchronized kicks fire. Explosions, falling, water impact, each jolt bringing them closer to reality. They awaken on the plane. Everything appears normal. To confirm success, the team stays near Robert as he calls someone to confirm his decision to dissolve the company. The inception worked. Saito, honoring his promise, makes a phone call. Upon landing in Los Angeles, Cobb passes through immigration. His criminal status has been cleared. Professor Miles greets him and drives him home. Cobb enters his house, finally seeing his children again after years apart. Before embracing them, he pulls out his totem, the spinning top, and sets it on the table. If it spins forever, he is still dreaming. If it falls, he is awake. The top spins. It wobbles. Cobb walks away from it, choosing not to watch it. He joins his children, accepting the moment as real, regardless of proof. And that is the end of the journey through dreams, guilt, redemption, and reality. If this walkthrough helped you understand the layers behind Inception, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more stories decoded just like this. Thank you for watching.